feeling as a supportive element. It's become more now of kind of a defensive element, right? Like you can do it in a different way for yourself. Now we're going to Ascent. This is going to be Giants' pick. Now, Ascent is not a map that many teams pick into. So, Mitch, I have some hope here. I am hoping the Giants are going to come with something pretty damn good here. But also, Ascent is the map where I'd say is the only map where I look at and go, okay, actually a Sage isn't always required.
Sure, and in fact, we've seen before NiP play this map without a Sage. It was the very first time they played it versus Party Pirates. They lost that game, but still they played it without a Sage. Since then, they've adopted it every single time, and I think one of the massive benefits when you look at like B Halls, for example, you can throw down the Sage slows at the start of the round and use either the Sova, which is pretty much always in composition here, or a Raze if you happen to have one, to throw in a nade or a shock dart and deal the like basically what do you do if a nade comes through from a Raze? You run. What do you do if you're slowed? You don't run. So that's a pretty beneficial way to use it. Straight away there you can see in the B halls is where you would expect a Sage to be playing. I have a rule when it comes to Ascent. Your Cypher plays A, your Sage plays B. The problem that comes into play for NiP is they don't have a Sage.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It doesn't quite work.
Now for me, right, when I'm looking at Giants, this is their map pick. I want to see them come out swinging on the attacking side and make a statement. If they can pick up a 1-1 straight away here, that's some huge points. That is a potential where you look at NiP potentially not making it out of the groups. That is a world we could live in. But if NiP come out and they're just dominant, even more dominant, and they're warmed up compared to what we saw on the first map, then I'm a little bit nervous of what Giants are going to do throughout the rest of this tournament.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. If you go 1-1, there is definitely a possibility you don't make it out of groups as NiP, because then you're relying on other teams to do it for you. Probably not a good way to play as a professional team.
Definitely not.
You want to deal with them yourselves and make sure they can't eliminate you. Now, for Vodafone Giants, what they've done so far has been impressive. Now it comes down to their map pick. They're on the offensive side, so they get to choose the pace. They get to dictate how this one plays out. And let's see, as they move in towards the A site, the Molly completely slows them down. But a TP from Omen, I don't know if they've even noticed that. He's straight through to the site. He's underneath, got the control. They focus. This is the benefit of having him there. They can focus straight in towards the connector and get a kill like that to Fearoth.
Yeah, they didn't need to worry at all. The door's already been closed as well. This is a huge execute coming out here from Giants. Oh, this is amazing.
Dirty.
He's heard it.
One down.
He had no chance, didn't know what to do. Now, CREA is able to get the kill. That's a nice job. It's a good refrag coming out there, but already the damage has been done.
Yeah, that was a dirty little flank by eXerZ. I like the control he was keeping. This retake's going to be very difficult for Rhyme and CREA as they move on through. There's players everywhere that... Oh, no. That has not worked well at all, has it? The fault line completely runs a fault for NiP. As 1-0 swings in favor of Vodafone Giants. They pick up the pistol round, and a good start for them coming into their attacking side. They should now just be up against Classics, although we've seen some trouble with Classics before.
How quickly was Giants Omen able to teleport in then as well?
Oh, as soon as he saw the
That's
volley,
spot on.
straight away.
Wow. So if he can be that fast, that's going to be a real good sneaky spot if they don't regularly play. Obviously, it's the very first opening round we've seen it. But he can use that to such an advantage, right? Because they're going to be so heavily focused on everyone coming through the main part that they're not going to be looking for him to teleport through. That's not going to be the first thing you're kind of focusing on.
Oh, 100%. But they had a very passive approach in general, though. When Hip threw that Molotov, the next player over was the Sova just playing in towards the connector and towards Garden. So that's a bit of a problem for them straight away when you're ending up in a position where you don't really have a lot of... oh, no. The Tino caught off guard by the classic rush.
He was just about to try and hold it down, and then they just rushed him with pistols. This could be slightly problematic because Giants haven't gone exactly fast on this. Hip has gone down, though, so he was the lone defender. That's not going to work out. But they now need to be able to hold on to this. So Spike only being planted, and then there is going to be a full force. eXerZ has gone down in the meantime as well. This is not great from Giants here. You need to stick together at this point.
Well, they're not listening to you, Banks. They've gone in one at a time and been taken down by the numbers of NiP, as now the numbers are in favor of the defending side, coming back in, but being torn apart by that Bulldog. And jonba, with the face of a Bulldog, aggressive, bites them off and puts 2-0 in play. The problem is, though, if you're losing those early rounds, losing so many players, it is going to start to, or immediately impact your economy when it comes to reinvesting, because you can't really play this as a bonus. Even with the weapons you will have saved, it's kind of a risk to keep them over because your other teammates have invested so much.
Yeah, it becomes very scary, right? When you give them the confidence that they can just push positions like that and still kind of take you down with pistols in hand, it makes it a bit problematic now for Giants on. They'll be definitely in the back of their mind thinking about these players coming through. but I also think that for NiP, it gives them that extra boost when it comes to it. luckeRRR already starting off. This is not ideal for Giants. Straight up into it. First going round comes in, and they're already 2 players down in the first few seconds. jonba's going to try and get his ult on target, but he's not going to be able to trace him through. I think he only landed 1 with that.
The benefit for Giants is that they did take ghosts on some players in the previous round, leaving them in a spot where they can get a full investment if they lose this one, even if all players get eliminated. But then you draw the line, and that's your whole early game advantage completely gone if you lose this one. And those 2 opening duels have done a lot for NiP, not just in giving them man advantages, but also in completely slowing down Vodafone Giants and making their attack much more predictable. As soon as Vodafone move in towards this A site, they won't really have the manpower to go back and stop the commitment. The shock dart straight down, but he didn't have his gun out in time, and donQ wins the duel. An opportunity now for them to get in here and plant the spike successfully.
Yeah, Fearoth went in with full aggression. I like what he was trying to do there, but it didn't work out. Spike going to be put down. Nice position from Fit. If he can just land the first headshot and at least get 1 kill here, this might be doable. If he can get 2, then they definitely would have sealed it, but he is very low on health. Not using any visibility. He's going to be pushed off, and wow, he does land it onto luckeRRR, but hit straight on it. Now they're pushing. They're on the hunt for donQ.
Oh, that was a nasty little shot. Luckily, donQ wasn't on full HP, so HIP's able to take him down, get a 3K in the round. You see the disadvantage there, really, of Phoenix's flashes as well, just looking down straight back up, and that could have fallen apart immediately. Oh god, we're doing this, are we? All the way down to the last second. I thought he was going to fake it one more time. Oh, they were trying to get the operator. Oh, okay. I suppose he was killed in midair, right? The boost up?
Oh. I haven't seen that before. That's brilliant. luckeRRR jumped up, didn't he? Flew up, did his updrift, and then actually ended up losing his weapon. We'll see this again here.
I was thinking, God, the disrespect, guys. It's 2-1. Come on. But yeah, that makes a lot more sense. That was beautiful. Look, the spray up to the headshot.
Look at it land.
That's so unfortunate.
That's brilliant.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be, but maybe not the operator that time for NiP. That's unfortunate. So we go into a full buy. It does feature a stinger for Vodafone Giants, which is upsetting, considering they even got a spike plant in the previous round, and they had a 2-0 lead.
That's certainly what can hurt you. Coming in and losing the first gun round. Fearoth just going to stick it out for now. He's got Yurii backing him up. Jones going to go through. Trying to grab himself some information. Nice position for the put in the slow. Again, they're not playing anyone down below. Just everyone up on high.
Oh, luckeRRR, he's completely whiffed. He's just been taken down by a stinger when he popped his ult. That's embarrassing. The plant
we worried about that. We're worried about the stinger being in play. He still managed to get 1.
Yeah, that 1-for-1 trade you'll definitely take, considering the investment.
Ooh, 3. Okay. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of this, having 3 players below the rafters, but
they might expect 1.
Element of surprise.
They could expect 2. They won't expect 3.
The ult's come into play. He's instantly taken down, but now he's got the information. eXerZ straight onto Rhyme as well. NiP trying to push in, but this is not looking good. They're going to have to go at the same time. Shock dart comes out, but it's not going to work out. He's only good for 1 so far. He's not going to expect him to be 3. He knows there's 2. And jonba comes in to seal the deal, but that was damn close.
Man, it took every single player underneath to win that round, but Vodafone Giants managed it. And the ultimate that came through from HIP actually gave them a lot of information, just not enough firepower, evidently, to follow up on it. Vodafone Giants played it really well. They ran down the time, made sure that at any point they were at least taking 2v1 fights so the trade could be there. That's what you really like to see. And for Vodafone Giants, a position where they're 3-1 up. It's their map pick, and they're on the attacking side. I mean, they're doing the groundwork right now. Foundations being built. I would keep an eye on luckeRRR in this round, considering he's got that shorty and the dash. That can be dangerous.
Spots them out, pokes up. We've seen it before. They then dash forward in your face, and then boom, game over.
Especially if they can get behind you. You've now got a 180 flick, and if you give them that half a second to get the shorty out, you're dead.
Now Fatino's backing away. He was on the receiving end of a pistol push last time around. He's going to stay alive for the meantime. But they need to be oh so cautious still. They've not got much information. A much more defensive NiP right now. They know the door's already gone down from mid. That information will be had. Oh no! luckeRRR did seal the deal with the first shorty. He's not going to be taken out either. He's playing off the edge of his own smoke. Oh, he does it, but he can't get it out in time. He tries, but there was too many players around him.
Hey, you got to commend him for the effort,
oh,
right?
Yeah.
2 players staring at him, and he almost got the shot off still. eXerZ has got the flank to take Rhyme out. The control is all theirs, but they don't know about Hip standing in towards the backside. He's in the boathouse and looking to set sail with one more kill, but unfortunately that voyage is cancelled, and NiP will end up in a 1v4. Don't really think they're going to see the Omen going for this.
He put the Cypher low, couldn't get the kill. Heal comes in either way. Spike planted, no problems at all. We're looking at a 4th round here for Giants. CREA does only have the Sheriff in hand, though.
It's a position where he could definitely just play the exits.
Yeah. Try and grab himself a weapon, certainly. Ooh, the timing, he was thinking maybe they've gone and pushed around already, but nope, that wasn't going to work out on his side at all. 4 for Giants. They only lost that first gun round, and that's when actually I thought it might get scary for them, but they quickly bounced back from it, chaining a couple of rounds together. But we've seen this so many times when it comes to Ascent. The attacking side can just start to steamroll. I think this is one of the maps we see some of the most one-sided halves.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. At the moment, though, I don't know if I'd put that down to the, how the map is necessarily playing exclusively. I think it's also a combination of that and teams just not being comfortable when it comes to the defense. Not playing it enough, really. Oh, nice shock dart. It did not do any damage. The Cypher barely took a lick of damage from it and gets 2 kills in that corner, but Yurii again able to save them. luckeRRR, he misses another shot. This is not his day. Been whiffing all day long. Fearoth good for a 1-for-1, but the res still leaves them with a 1-man advantage on Vodafone Giants. Both players known to be towards Garden, and this is a very rough retake. luckeRRR's going to have to hit the opening shot with that operator if he gets the chance. It doesn't look like he will. I think at this point, saving is probably going to be the better call. Time is so low. They get hit by the fault line.
Oh, luckeRRR does land it onto Yurii. That's a beautiful spot to start off with. This might give him an opening chance. donQ up on the rafters, but he's going to get smoked out. Fatino, oh, he gets him when they're looking the other way. This could be huge for him. They saved the day. Nicely done. The distraction played a huge part in there. Even though luckeRRR found that opening, Giants still pick up the round, and that's one of the closest it's been since we saw that.
Oh, 100%. They were almost back in it. I think that delay of the wall going down definitely caused a lot of problems. The fact that Ryan was able to get 2 from here completely undetected, but Yurii pulled it back immediately, swinging over to take Hip down in Garden and putting a 5-1 lead on the board with that round win. Vodafone Giants have laid the groundwork, and they're now in such a strong position. Considering the buy they're up against, 6-1 should be in play. CREA's gone for the Judge. It's the strongest weapon they've got at the moment.
They've got a master plan with it, that's for sure. He's going to be right on the edge here. Not pushing deep enough. He's going to hope they're going to push round. Oh, might bait out Hip on the Phoenix. This could be something interesting. So Hip goes down. Will they decide to continue to push forward? Oh, my, he did huge damage. CREA, how'd you get away with that? Long range with the Judge. Needs to be careful.
Oh, no! He's just destroyed them, Banks. Low HP on another. They're in a corner. The Judge can just tear them apart, but he didn't expect 3. Why would you? How could you? And that is just a disaster. So much damage has been done by NiP. They could get back into this one. With Sova being on half health, the possibilities are there. They could even find some guns if they can make it in towards B main. It looks like that's exactly where luckeRRR's going.
I actually saw in my head that Judge just ripping them all apart. They lined up first, they pushed around the corner, but they all went to the same corner as well. No one decided to back away.
Get an Omen in that position, just spray him away. Looks like luckeRRR's going to be able to pick up a weapon. From there, though, with the time so low and a man disadvantage, I think exits are the only thing they can really hope to play for. The economy plays a bit of a role in this game. Not a massive amount, but so far, we're seeing NiP punished to the greatest extent I've seen of any team. The spots are going out. They want to check their angles. They see the first, but they're not ready for luckeRRR. Shots from behind, a double kill, and only eXerZ left alive. He looks to clean up luckeRRR as well, but can't get the shots. A 3K for him, and he'll not survive due to the plant position. I mean, it was a risk. He couldn't really get it to anywhere else. Well, actually, I think he could have made it out towards the attacker spawn, but either way.
It's a huge play, though, right? Because not only did you guys get the kills, but you took away all their weapons. You only had pistols into it in the judge, so it's not really the end of the world. We're going to see it again from CREA. Look, they line up! He's just thinking, God damn it, that was so close. And then this. One more. And he just doesn't expect them to be all in the same spot. He was thinking they're going to come from the left. But still, it's a 6-1 lead now for Giants, Mitch. This is an impressive Ascent so far. They're showing us why it is their map pick. But are they able to continue this going forward?
That's what we talk about there, the shock dart. Like, if you can slow them and shock at the same time, you guarantee that you can hit both off the bat. And he only fires one through at that point, usually whenever you've not got the Sage around. Rhyme has also spotted a sneaky little player moving down towards the bottom and middle. The breach out in the open, they look to deal with him, but instead CREA just gets a bullet to the head and A short completely open. That's a big gap in the defense. You might even think about rotating a player over there, and you know what? I hope they do, because look at Vodafone Giants. They're thinking there's a gap on A short. Hey, we'll fill it for you. Don't worry about it. Let us take care of it.
Shadows. A bit slower coming out from Giants for now. Walking their way over towards A.
Oh, the position by Hip.
Yeah, this is huge.
Do or die.
Oh, it's all going to come down to the timing when he flashes. How many are going to be around? He gets one, but he's straight away taken out. The Sova ult was going off at the same time. They're going to have the information as to where he was playing from as well. Straight up, the cage goes up on the rafters. They'll be able to close the door down as well. Sight control is going to be had.
Nowhere to run.
Oh, straight in from one ult to another. Sova's going head-to-head when it comes down to it.
I like the decision-making as well of ulting down lower as well under the wood instead of trying to pursue that kill. Now you've got two players low on the push through. And now one, but you've at least popped the Sage heal. luckeRRR not able to connect all the knives, and he goes down to Fedino. Both players underneath are very, very low in HP. Fearoth ran into it. He took a bunch of damage from that. What was the deal there? You know how Aftershock works, right?
That got a bit too chaotic for the ninjas there. luckeRRR, he came through with such confidence, right? Missed the knives, super unlucky, pulls out the operator, can't land the shot. He needs someone there to be straight with him if he's going to do that, though. It's as if, like, the other Rafters player, one of them needs to come with him at the same time, I feel.
Oh, it didn't catch the Sage. That's how that went south so quickly. A second later, and you probably get everyone. Oh, wow. Okay, we're getting it with the slow down Sova. So, look, there's the first hit. Cypher just strafes out of the way, and then he realizes, okay, I can commit towards that. I can try to kill Cypher, but he's already on his toes. He's flicking about. You ult under. Where do they go? What an opening, though. Fearoth taken down, and B is already there. It's Vodafone Giants 0 to 100 on that round.
They up the tempo, and NiP have zero chance to react. Straight away, one player goes down. That spike's going to be planted. You're in a 5v4, and instantly Giants is saying, we can up the tempo, we can put some pressure on, and we're going to make you pay the price when you're on pistols. Yurii in a good spot, puts the slow down. Oh, the timing, but he doesn't go down. He's instantly taken off by luckeRRR. It's a 1-for-1, though. That's less than ideal. Door's going to be closed. donQ has to be oh so careful from this position, though. They can't afford too much at this point. They've already lost a lot to pistols. And for now, at least, they'll be saved and nipped back in a way. Have they both got weapons?
I'm not sure.
I think they were all pistols, so they would have at least picked up one, right?
Mm-hmm. So the spot that you're in now for NiP, 8-1 down. I mean, we talk about Ascent being, okay, you got a lot of rounds on the attacking side. You gotta be that confident, though? Ooh, that flash was so perfect, but no shots landing for Hip. Between himself and luckeRRR, I gotta say I'm disappointed with what we've seen so far today. I mean, luckeRRR's been whiffing a lot of shots. Hip went, I commended him for going onto the Sage. He takes the Raze, now takes the Phoenix, and so far, I haven't seen anything from him. So,
at least on luckeRRR, right? You can just get unlucky, you can have some bad games, but overall, he's still fragging. He's still doing his role. He's just not hitting the shots he normally hits and what we see. I think that's why we're being critical. Ah, there's a teddy bear. You've got one in front of you, Mitch. You gonna take him home with you tonight, cuddle him?
Absolutely.
You best come back the same color. That's all I'm saying.
Well, apart from a couple of strip bits of paint, we're looking at a situation now that's going from bad to worse for NiP. mentioned HIP, and when you pick aggressive agents like this over a supportive element of the Sage, okay. All right, we're pulling back into this one. Flash through the smoke, out goes HIP. Not able to spot anyone's side, but that's info, but he continues to aggress straight on through. No shots landing, unfortunately. The ult at least gets them that little bit of information.
Yeah, it wasn't completely wasted, sadly, not getting a kill. They're going to have good information the whole way through. Position's now going to be revealed, and you see Fearoth instantly gets a bit more aggressive with it.
Thug.
Gets his first. Expect a second. They're all pushing forward. The confidence is coming out here. They don't want to just blindly run into Yurii, though, because this could happen. Finally, they shut him down, but to me, that's just a bit too costly, right? When you all just went gung-ho for him like that.
Yeah. Running on in, giving him every opportunity, but at least in the end, it goes their way.
Finally, though, a second round.
Doubling up on rounds. You don't want to be doing that quickly, though. A bit of movement from Fearoth getting up on top. I like it. So, for NiP, they've got the round, okay? They've finally done it. They've picked up an 8-2 scoreline. Now, how far can they get it? 8-4, hopefully, because then I'll give them a chance to come back in. Honestly, if Vodafone Giants pick up one more, that 1-1 looks incredibly likely.
They're expecting the aggression every time when it comes to A main. Using the drone, Cypher cage can be put up. Rhyme going to be able to get that information across. Great camera position as well.
We're just going to run down the clock a little bit for Vodafone Giants. Not looking to get aggressive and throw away the opportunity. I really like when teams do this. The only problem that I have is they've completely negated middle control. Now, I'm a big fan of that. I mentioned, oh no, Fearoth, what are you doing? The solo B defender when they've got mid control, and he pushes B. So unnecessary. Giving them the opportunity now. I mean, I don't know, that you can't even call that overconfidence from NiP because you're 8-2 down, for God's sake. That is such a bad spot to play from now.
luckeRRR might be able to do some work here, though, because he's got mid for free. He can look both towards B and A. He knows that A is pretty much clear from his direction.
Here's the problem. CREA goes down to meet with him. The smoke is in play.
Okay. He wasn't seen on the edge of that Omen. I thought he might have been seen from the side. He's still got luckeRRR's back, at least.
Oh, look, they're moving in towards the A site. They're stacking that one up with 3 players. They deal with Fidino. They're ready for more, and no one's here because it's on B. It's just going to be a clean plant again.
And the res comes in. This is so smart from Giants. They get this spike down, no problem. The S-time's ticking away. But for NiP, they just gambled wrong. They were sold by Fidino.
Still got the wall and everything. Like, this is, oh, well, the wall's actually gone up. Blocking at main very early on. I mean, they must have thought perhaps there was a flank coming through. They hadn't got a read on how slow and how well that fake really played out for NiP. Or for Vodafone Giants against NiP.
Okay, donQ needs to be careful, though. And that's what I was worried about. luckeRRR comes round. That's an easy one for him to pick up. donQ shouldn't have been looking for that position. He had a player already looking for him. luckeRRR's just going to walk in and do more damage. Hip on it as well. Turns into a 1v2. He's going to have to hide himself away. Location's going to be revealed. They jump straight on top of that spike. He needs to be quick. He needs to go for it, but he's not going to have the time.
Oh, the spray could get him in the end. It does, but not in time. Just about. luckeRRR wins that round for them with the defuse. And 8-3 we go.
That was so unlucky. He was pressed for time. The pressure was on him. I thought he actually got it there, but no. Just in time, the spike was diffused. NiP, they grab around by the skin of their teeth.
Hey, you know what, Banks? I've been commentating this game since beta, and I haven't said this once, but that guy's a looker. He is so lucky that he's gotten that one. First time I made that pun. It's defined by like a millisecond, but just about in time, that defuse comes across the line. Oh, bon appetit.
Get out of my way.
Oh, yeah, you got a little squirrel in the background playing the accordion. I love it.
All right, so for NiP, this is an all-important round.
Hello?
Rhyme getting very aggressive, all on his own. He's going to pay the price. And as a Cypher as well going down, this is not what you want. luckeRRR right on the corner, manages to back away, but CREA's fallen as well. The ult's being used, and that was perfect. jonba able to hit it, and they can actually just fall back and go to the other site now if they wanted. Spike's gone down, though, and they've actually committed quite heavily here to the A site.
Only one left, and they know exactly where that drone came from, even despite the spot. All that has to be done is staying away from wall-bangable surfaces. In goes the shock dart, dealing some damage to the planter. This could go his way now. Fearoth. Possibilities are endless as he drops down and gets the shot off, but switches, and with 3K, not enough. 9 rounds for Vodafone Giants at the half, with eXerZ just about saving the day.
Fearoth, you devil. That looked like he was going to clutch that one out. Wasn't meant to be, came down to the 1v1, but it should have never really got to 1v1. That was 3v1 at that point. This is huge.
Well, I expected from the Irishman. Honorary. Let's say
honorary Irish. Okay, I like how you put a caveat on that now.
He played in Irish land. It's good enough. And I'll tell you, he did that to us. It was depressing.
You're lacking players that much of skill in Ireland that you need to go and take him.
Thanks. When I'm still able to get to lands through qualifiers, that's when you know things are grim.
Cool. I might move to Ireland and start a career. If you can, anyone can.
You can make a solid like 3K a year. It'll be great. You'll be rolling in it. But like
as one player Ireland.
I'm the number 9 in Honduras. That's all I need. It's good enough for me. It's genuine. I've made it. I'm in top 10.
I'm impressed, Mitch.
I had to go to Honduras to get
it. Yep.
Not even top 10 Ireland. Sad.
9 for 3 though. Giants hugely in the lead, their defensive side. Are they going to be able to hold that strength up? Fearoth got the drone going forward. Isn't able to spot anything out just yet. CREA straight in to break the window. The Cypher cage is going to be activated, so they're baiting out some abilities for now. Oh, luckeRRR's got a lot of mid control here. Many angles to check, but he's actually fully open to just go through mid. This is crazy. Why is no one from Giants even looking at this?
See, a lot of the time, teams will just negate middle completely. But on a round like this, where you should have a distinct advantage, if you can play some of those closer range angles and at least catch them off guard, I'm not too sure. But oh, dodges that flash completely. A free kill. Looking for a little bit more, but Omen's come up behind. CREA got the angle on jonba. Fearoth with another, and all of a sudden, it's a 3v3. NiP are in a position to actually take this one. luckeRRR cements that even further, but remember, no heals. So you're going to see Fearoth remain on 40 HP. You're going to see luckeRRR still stay quite low, and that gives them a chance. A small opportunity to get back in.
All right, nice use here for donQ to push in. Does get hit by the shot though, and that hits heavy. Straight away, he's taken down by luckeRRR. It's a headshot either way. This is not looking good for Giants whatsoever. luckeRRR right on the edge of the smoke. And he'll finish it off nicely. No problem at all for him. A 4th round picked up, an all-important pistol. And NiP are not down and out of it just yet. Giants unable to secure the pistol round. And you got to say, just giving up so much control in mid on a pistol round, at least not getting any way to get information. They were pretty much already in the B site before they knew what was going on.
Yeah, I look, on a pistol round, I'd like to at least have that one player towards top mid or market is supported into B. I respect that on certain rounds, you'll give up control there completely because on Ascent, mid doesn't play as much of a role or really any role compared to what it does on the other maps. And it just competitive FPS maps in general, mid's always a very pivotal place if there is one. And on Ascent, it's just sort of there. It's control that you usually give up for free. Maybe you try to take a fight, but that's only if you're feeling a little bit froggy. Considering the fact that they gave it up completely in the pistol round, I suppose we shouldn't be too surprised they're giving it up in this one when they have majority shorties.
Yeah.
Pretty rough one to really get anything done with. And we talked about NiP and what they can do. Like the Jett especially is the one that you look to in a round like this because they're able to get up close. And although donQ was able to get close, he wasn't able to finish off the kill. luckeRRR immediately bailing after firing a shot to eXerZ. And
oh, much better.
It's just too easy, really, when they don't have the armor, right? Just tap away, 101 damage to the body.
He's hoping someone else is going to push there as well. Fit's actually in a nice spot. Might be able to get this one, and he exactly does that.
I remember the day we discovered the classic can right-click back in beta. Yes. I was like, wait, guys, wait, what? Made those close-range fights so easy. No more charges. But that's, like, in a way, it's a good thing, because you can never, like... You think about it again, going back to our reference point of, let's just say, other FPS games. When you're up against the Nico, the majority of the time, you can do whatever the hell you want. I mean, the base guns aren't able to kill you very easily. But now, if you give them the right condition, if you push them up close, they can completely tear you apart. Oh, that's not gone well for Hip. A 3K for Fidino. I don't think he's winning the round on this one, but hell, he's done enough damage.
Were they able to pick up the weapons at all from that? No, they still went to try and push in, so that's not going to work.
I mean, some of the players that lost only did have the ghosts. And on the attacking side, you can make use of those weaker weapons much better by just playing around your teammates. In a situation where you can at least afford utility in a weak weapon, you can still be useful, allow your teammates to entry in, and then pick it up afterwards. But you don't want too many of those. And you can see immediately, I mean, this has been fairly costly. Fearoth is able to buy for himself, but Hip might just be sticking on that Ghost for now. Uses flashes to get his teammates around corners.
NiP can keep this kind of tempo up, though. They might be quickly evening the score. It's going to be down to see what Giants can do going into this one.
I'm surprised at Hip's position. He's playing outside beam with the Ghost. That drone hasn't spotted him, but it did eventually. There you go. So he was trying to catch them off guard, obviously, as they came on through. The flash in play. Oh, the molly could actually do some. No, it's a little bit too late. They'll get out of there, no problem.
Yeah, they ran away real quick as soon as they saw that coming.
I think they got the ult orb out of that as well. That's something we should have, I guess, is ult orbs on the map.
Or try and see once they've disappeared, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe just like a small color that disappears.
Just to understand how many times they're being picked up.
Mm-hmm. That'd be an interesting stat, actually. But it's also something that we don't see enough, I feel like. The map control, like a Sage, using the wall, very valuable tool, but if you get an ult orb out of it, I think that's a worthwhile trade. Usually, especially if it's a rush, you're going to delay them by, what, 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Not even. They're just going to spray it down. You'll cost them 5, 6 bullets each. No problem. Depends on how many of them are there, of course. But
oh, luckeRRR, real fast. Trying to get something done. Oh, primed and ready. Gets the first, no problem at all. On the hunt for the rest, though. Smokes go down. He's dancing around it all. They need to be careful, though. Get that spike down. Time was ticking away real fast. Hip's the only one that's been taken out after the initial push goes in.
That was an absolutely gorgeous entry as well by luckeRRR. The disadvantage you have when you're entering in there, not just you're on a 50-50, but also you have to jump. You have to either get up on that mini wall or get around it. And that's a massive problem because you're going to be inaccurate in the air. It gives them a head start in the aim duel, which generally ends up with your head getting taken off. But this time, luckeRRR can just go straight around that corner, right-click midair, 5 knives go towards him, and it's not too often that they walk away from that unscathed.
Now for Giants, this is where it starts to get a bit scary. You had an amazing first half. NiP started to make a bit of a comeback into it, but now on their attacking side, NiP have found their comfort zone. Fearoth still goes down to the spike. Didn't time himself too well. And although luckeRRR did use his ult, he just only got 1 kill from him. And the buy now, ooh, less than ideal. They're going to buy up some sheriffs around it. They couldn't really force up good enough to back up the saved weapons. It was just so fast. And he just went on the hunt for everything else. It just, everyone was dying around him. Wasn't a chance.
It was clean and shredding. CREA did a really good job. Yeah, just taking those other 2 kills, making sure luckeRRR didn't even have to really use his ult. Fedino to open this one up, taking the man himself we're just talking about straight out of this. That's a man advantage now for Vodafone Giants to play with. The drone has spotted them, and they immediately move towards the A site. 2 players coming into heaven and looking to hold off. The problem is NiP are already all over that site, and Hip, once again, characteristically lurking towards B, has caught off a mid-push, counting out any aggression in towards short, at least for the time being, and leaving Vodafone Giants in a position where, I mean, this is a pretty two-dimensional push with pistols as well. They can't get a whole lot done, especially not when they're giving the fights over one at a time like that.
Yeah, you saw NiP were just able to react straight away. It's like, oh, they've got a few mountains in mid. Okay, we can just push in. The site's either just going to have 1 person there or no one there. Fearoth, timing. That didn't work out.
He's punishing himself for some shots he missed earlier. Just bad boy.
I love how, like, the one time we switched from up here, and we managed to catch that. That's just unfortunate.
Yep. The self-shock dart. It was a nice try, though. He was trying to bounce it through and get him. Oh, he's taking the fight now, low HP, and that means even 145 to the head is going to be enough to take him out. 1 more weapon dropped. No one taken now by the bomb. As we move on into the next, it is 9-7. NiP are doing a great job of keeping this definitely still in their court. Those early rounds, whilst they're not usually repeatable to the same extent, like the buy rounds are really what matters, the fact that they've gotten those 4 and kept them out of their opponent's hands is what's given them a chance to come into the series. Because if we're realistic, if the pistol round went to Vodafone Giants, this game was next to over at that point.
Yeah, I completely agree. So now we've had 4 in a row for the Ninjas.
Look at Rhyme compared to the previous game. He was top fragging, 24 kills if I remember correctly, topped out above luckeRRR, not in combat score, but in kills. And this time, he's got less than a handful.
Giants now need to turn this around though, Mitch. It's looking real scary when you start to see NiP have this level of confidence on their attacking side. Coutinho going to try and gain a bit of mid control at least. He's going to spot it out. Takes down the drone. They'll be aware of what's going on and now on the side of the Ninjas. Expecting there might be a potential boost up. But it's quiet for now. This is a much slower round from NiP actually. They're not giving away anything here.
I'm honestly not a fan of that wall going down early for Vodafone Giants. Considering they've got the res up, I'd much rather keep it just in case they need to revive later on, so that you can just block off that sight line and almost guarantee it. Now it'll be much more difficult. Ooh. This jonba aggression straight around the smoke.
Timing.
He's in such a good position. He can catch CREA. Oh, what? Was that? That must have been his teammate. He's been short-sighted, but that only sells even further that he shouldn't be here. The ultimate popped out. At this point, if Omen cancels it, that'll be a free kill for John. No! Oh. He cancels and gets him. jonba falls, and the movement in towards the B site. This leaves the Cypher to do all the damage for Vodafone Giants. 10 seconds left. They've got to move fast on NiP, and they haven't cleared out this angle just yet. Out comes Yurii for the kill, but the spike's still going to be planted. Rhyme hasn't been great on frags so far, but he has to do it now while the rest of his team rotate into position to help out. He needs to find these frags on the entry.
This is one of the most confusing rounds for either team to understand what the hell is going on here. The teleport cancelled, bypassing each other through the smokes.
Off your feet!
Oh, they've got to be careful of this. They can't move out in time. CREA tries to avoid it, gets smacked down. Yurii comes round to finish it off, and they should be able to get that defuse, no problem at all. 10th round finally secured here, but my God, it was an awkward one. That from start to finish did not make sense for either side.
Yeah, jonba had such, or maybe it's jonba, had such good aggression. I loved how he got around there. And then he gets caught out by that Omen cancellation.
Yeah.
That screwed him. And I think if his teammate hadn't have paranoid through, just trying to think of what the verb would be, I think he could have actually done well, but instead he got completely destroyed by that. Look, he's back-to-back. I think he would have, because he would have continued to aggress before that Sova gave away his position, probably cut off CREA, and then dealt with Sova as well.
But this is nice, though, for Giants, right? You get that round after you've taken so many losses in a row. You can start to feel at least a bit better about it all. You can say, okay, look, we can win this. It's getting closer. It's a difference in your head. It's a difference in mentality, at least when I play, right? When you go from that 9 to your 10, it's like, aha, okay, now it's closer.
Yeah, we're almost there. I can see 2 numbers on my screen. That's good. That's a good sign. They only have 1. They got double the numbers.
Things. All the little things.
Double the amount of numbers on our screen, or on our side. So, yeah, for Giants, no doubt, hitting double digits is going to be a relief, but they've got to continue to bring it. And NiP, the ones on the attacking side, they're the ones that really have the pressure on their shoulders to reinvent what they've been doing. We mentioned those first 4 rounds. You can win them out, but then when it comes to buy rounds, it's a whole different ball game. Still a res in play for Vodafone Giants, plus both Sovas have their ultimates up, so we could see a lot of damage coming down. Oh, Yuri's in position. He's left unchecked, but he gets 1. No more than that as CREA survives on a fraction of his HP. 33 health points remaining. The Cypher cage to push them forward, and makeshift smoke as they look in towards the B site. It's a Cypher that has to defend it now with no support. donQ taken down already, and eXerZ picks the first. That flash is too good from Hip, though. He was also caught in the molly, so giving away some sound cues, and 10 to 8 we go. NiP with a much better attacking round.
So the problem there for where Yurii was sat in position, you saw he was tucked directly in the corner. It meant he had no advantage. If he'd gone for more of like a side angle and gone more diagonal, he would have actually had the chance to see them before. You saw he was just again on that replay. He's just too far looking at a straight line, which meant when they check him, he's just at the same point of angle when they're looking at each other. He needed to be just on that wider side of it rather than completely tucked away.
Even one more shot on that spray as well to CREA before he transferred. That just highlights the importance of spacing. He only transferred because the second guy came out and he thought, surely I've shot enough that I've killed the dude by now. Had that have been literally 0.2, 0.1 of a second later, and that's a 2K spray down, easy as can be. So very lucky that, or well, not very lucky, I mean, they had good spacing, and so it worked out. And that's the difference between them and my teammates in matchmaking, who don't know what spacing is. They do a rhyme on the previous map and just run in front of you.
They're like, oh, let's line up. Give away the kills.
We can shoot double the bullets.
10-8, though, still very close here. NiP were not going to allow the Giants to chain any rounds together here.
The paranoia return. They know that donQ is here because of the paranoia that came out, and so Hip's able to take that frag. They push up at just the right moment, and Vodafone Giants caught with their pants down completely. luckeRRR's in another great position, and he's been fragging much better since he's taken up this Phantom instead of the Operator.
I know exactly.
Those first shots, maybe not always landing, but the spray's being good enough. Now they know exactly where their opponents are, and they can see that it's just going to be a save.
Yeah, the save straight away was called. Giants know this is getting far too close for comfort. NiP going to go on the hunt and see what weapons they might be able to take away from them. And any weapons taken away, any economy damage taken into place, it's going to be huge here. Giants need to hold on to everything they've got. Fitz Operator in hand. He starts hearing the footsteps around him.
You can hear him all over. Fatino's got to hit this shot as they move through. He's now exposed on his right side as well. The molly, but you're just going to see the Phoenix come straight on through that with the flash as well. Fatino's down. That's unfortunate. And they look for the players on the site. But hey, at least 2 exits are found by Vodafone Giants in a way as they're saving their weapons. But they have lost an Operator, and that's a real kick in the teeth.
And their money's not looking good at all. NiP nearly evening it up after losing the first half 9-3. They're looking to make a huge comeback on their attacking side and show them who's boss. Oh, Hip getting very aggressive here, but the wall went up straight away. Yurii heard the footsteps. The cage and the wall, that's like a huge overcommit. They're not going to break the edge of it either, so Yuri's just waiting to see. Just as I said, they do decide to break through there. They're going to try. Not pushing into it. Oh, no.
Man, through the smoke as
So
well.
unlucky.
Oh, just
Didn't even get a chance to move.
Moves to the left, shot on the left. So he just can't do a thing right, can he? Not in this round, unfortunately. And Vodafone Giants being picked apart like this, we're looking at double digits. Can you imagine how heartbreaking this loss would be for them to eat up, considering the advantages they had? They're up 9-3. And then in a spot where NiP can quite reasonably win this game. Double digits, they've been looking much better on the attack than they did on defense.
We said it. So many teams are better at their attacking side of Ascent.
Oh, yeah.
The defense has not been completely figured out. There's many teams struggling when it comes to it.
Right here.
This is 3 more in a row since that one round the Giants were able to get. They are really under pressure now, Mitch. This is where it could all fall apart for them. They've shown us such a strong start throughout this game. And remember, with it being best of 2s, it's not about the series win. Every map counts so much, it could give you the chance. Ooh, eXerZ on the edge. Does get finished off by luckeRRR. It's a 1-for-1 trade, and they're going to straight away just get into this B site. It's completely empty now after that kill. NiP's going to just roll on in and have no problems at all with this.
That spike's going down for sure. As you said, no problems being found by NiP and Vodafone Giants. Really, at this point, the line's going to be drawn. They have all their ults up. They're starting to use them. Okay, they're looking to commit towards this one. The smoke down by luckeRRR. Up in the air, the right click not landing for him, but he manages to spray down one afterwards, at least trading it out and putting them in a position where they can get back in. Vodafone Giants with the res as well. eXerZ falls straight afterwards, but at least it's info.
CREA just about avoids it. Rhyme's able to get one. They're at the back of the site, though. They've got to be able to hold on to this. First shot's delivered. Pressure's being applied. He can hear the footsteps. jonba's made his way round. And he should be able to get that defuse on point. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, it's close. He's got it, though, in the end.
Nick of time.
Giants, they got their double digits, but man, they sat on it for a minute. They were nice and comfortable there, maybe too comfortable. But now they're back. They're ready to go. They came back from a disadvantage, locked out of the site. The ults came through, and we said you had to draw the line there. They knew it, and they came in ready to play.
Oh, How close that was.
That was the round. Honestly, he hits that, he still turns and takes donQ.
Now, problem is, look at how these rounds have gone, Mitch. 1 round, 3 to NiP. 1 round, they now need to get a second round here, Giants. Get some momentum, get some confidence, push forward, get the job done if you want to try and take a map here. Because NiP, they have not been letting off the trigger whatsoever. CREA manages to get Yurii. Fatino's going to be pushed. It's the Phoenix ult in Hype, gets the job done. This is just not looking good for Giants once again.
Being absolutely torn apart in these initial, and this is something we saw in Bind again, where NiP were constantly able to give themselves those advantages, and it was only in the mistakes they were making afterwards that the real problems came. As we come into the final minute of the round, we're looking at CREA taking out jonba on the aggression. Vodafone Giants wanted to get a little bit of information, wanted to get aggressive, but unfortunately it's not paying off, and now big clutch has to be made, and it's just not going to happen, James. 11 to 11 we go.
It is back and forth, but it is massively in favor of NiP for now. They are on the struggle boat on the Giant side. It has not been looking good.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't, James. It's a struggle bus. It's got no wheels. It's not moving, just like their scoreline for the most part of this second half. Look at that. The comeback by NiP has been absolutely huge. They've committed into these early fights again and again and winning them out time after time.
And look at luckeRRR, looking for the 30. 27 right now.
We mentioned he was having a rough time on the off.
That's the thing, right? He hits some shots. He plays really good. But it's when we look at some of the mistakes he's making, because we put him at such high esteem, that we're like, he actually should be hitting some of those easier ones.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes he's in this position where it's very risk versus reward, and sometimes it doesn't reward him.
Definitely doesn't. For example, the entirety of the last map. But now, now he's
still
back.
Finished second.
He did. No, look, he had some good frags, that's for sure. But he's had these slow starts into each game.
Yeah.
That's been a bit of a problem. But hey, look, if it's working out in the end, what can you do? 11 to 11, NiP need to win the next 2 in a row if they want to make this comeback happen and look like gods amongst men. That door is broken immediately, and most importantly, they know there's someone near that switch. That's why the shock darts come out. Not going to land onto anyone, though, as Vodafone Giants lay in wait, pistols in hand, and hoping desperately that NiP will make their way towards this B site where there's a 4-man stack. But for now, the Ninjas are comfortable in just taking top mid control and waiting for a mistake to be made, an opportunity given by the pistols.
Oh, an easy shot for luckeRRR to make. jonba just walked straight into it. Ooh, okay, nice way to jump across. Doesn't give the information there. Yurii right on the edge. Hip goes down. Backs away. Found out either way. CREA, Fearoth push their way in. And once again, the B site is secure. That is definitely the weak point here for the Giants.
It was for Ninjas as well. It seems like pretty consistently being taken over, and again, it's been mentioned, middle control. It hasn't been a factor in this game, and generally on Ascent, it isn't, but in this game, it's undeniable that these teams are getting that control, using it to split into B, and to great levels of success so far. There needs to be a change being made, because at the moment, that mid control has been what has cost both teams the majority of the B push rounds. The split's just too powerful at the moment, James.
I really thought Giants were going to be able to deliver their map pick being set up on the defender's side, but it's not been possible. It's looking real rough for them now. And they're going to have to save this weapon. He's managed to get the extra kills, and now he's being pushed from all sides. They're desperately trying to steal it from him. Oh, no! Rhyme! You saw him. He tried to walk around the wall and just backs into it instead. He desperately needed that weapon. Because look now, they've got an Odin in play. Oh, that's just so... Why are we just being mean at this point? Oh, no, we're watching luckeRRR. I was about to say, we're just watching him again, dying that way. Thank God that's all we were replaying. I didn't want to see Monk go down in that fashion. He'd done so well. And remember, this is the last round. It's the all-important one. It could have taken it to overtime, but no.
Well, maybe.
No, it's still possible, I'm not saying that, but I mean... Having the operator, it would be very key right now, considering one player is on an Odin.
So I want to just quickly point out Vodafone Giants in this round again. Very passive mid control, but they've got a breach committed there. So 2 players B plus 1 top mid. I mean, it's a decent enough hold considering they're using up a lot of utility early on to get the info down on mid. But now, right, they've just used a drone. It's went all the way down mid. It's seen that no one's there, and look where Breach is. Still sat at top mid, holding that very passive angle. They haven't gone for any extra information plays on the back of it, or seized any control off the info they got. So they've used a drone to essentially say, okay, for the next 5 seconds, they can't push top mid. And now they can. And the Breach is needed over towards the A site, leaving a rotate to come through. But luckily, it's not a B hit. It's not a fake. In fact, it is just full commitment towards the A site. The donQ spots out, takes out luckeRRR. donQ with another. This could be overtime now for Vodafone Giants. They need these fights to go their way. And NiP, they're struggling. Rhyme's the one to pull it back onto eXerZ, but still a man disadvantage on the push.
Rhyme is so low with no Sage for NiP. That's going to be problematic. He's going to try and play the off angle. Oh, is he really going to risk popping up here? Stay down, Rhyme. Wait for them to come to you. Good after plant positions. Oh, he has to move. He knew he had no chance. Beautiful work there from the Breach. Fearoth's able to get another one in play. They start to push in. It all comes down to this. Giants now. They know it's now or never. Time to try and get us into overtime. CREA on the side. He gets taken down by the Yurii. Fearoth walking his way around, and it manages to happen. The revive comes in as well. They're straight on the spike, and we are going to overtime. Giants are not down and out of here yet.
They're not giving it up whatsoever. I love the Omen the Odin, swinging around the corner, spraying. That's one way to use it for sure. Really, that was all about buying time as well. As soon as you're going for that defuse, the res came through. Everything was going their way, and really, that would have been an impossible clutch for Fearoth. We go 12-12, and here in overtime, it's a simple rule set. It's not that complicated. It's basically tennis.
I love these slow-mo when you hear their voices.
But it's basically tennis, right? We have the first one to take a 2-point lead. Back and forth we go until that happens. And you swap sides every round. We go deuce, advantage server, and then back we go.
Now, Giants are on their attacking side. This is where they had all that success. They need to get off to a flying start here.
Cover going up.
Yeah, pretty much whichever team loses their attacking side is the one that's likely to lose.
Oh, luckeRRR.
It's been all about the attack, and that's a valuable opening. The operator's a big risk in this round because you only have the 5k to spend. Yeah. So if you buy it, you only get light armor and one ability.
So you need to do the damage. You need to put it to work, and that's exactly what luckeRRR has done. He was on 27 kills a few rounds ago. I think that's just his 29th now. Can it be the difference maker? Operator in hand to seal the deal.
I love this wall.
Oh, brilliant wall. Doesn't get him any information, though. luckeRRR's going to go down at the same time. They start to push in. Once again, Giants, the aggression is paying off. They found their way in, but can they get that spike down?
Oh, Yuri's still in position there. At this point, they have to know because Ryan died to that boost up on top of the wall. The benefit is for the next couple seconds, he can peek in and support connector. So jonba has a crossfire.
Yep.
It's going to break soon, though, and the players haven't yet pushed out. So dropping down is definitely the right call. Getting into a better crossfire. More future-proof. There's the wall broken, but jonba still wins that fight. Swings through for more. CREA with the trade. And Yurii just playing this passive. Can just buy as much time as possible. The heal is possible. Look, 12 health, but it's unlikely that a heal is going to be necessary for one of his teammates. Doesn't matter, though. It's all down to just a 1v3, and it can't be done. That is the attacking round for Vodafone Giants. Can NiP answer back with their own? They had a phenomenal win rate when it came to attacking rounds, as did both teams, hence why we're here. But
I was about to say, where are we going with this bitch?
But the pressure's on them to continue that. As we said, the first team to lose the attacking round is probably the one to lose.
Yeah, I always look at this as who's going to crack under the pressure first, right? Because especially on a map like Ascent, where we keep talking about this attacking side has been so pivotal, both teams looking very strong on it. It now comes down to, okay, who's got the more to push that first win on the other side? Who's able to chain these rounds together no matter what side you play on? Who wants this more right now? And for Giants, if they can make this 1-1, that is a huge win, all things considered. Some might say they should have got there earlier. They had the huge lead, but only time will tell. Good use here, though, of the Phoenix for Hip. He took all of his armor damage and quickly heals himself back up in the flames.
At least he's able to get to 100, even despite... I mean, realistically, that's the best use of it. If you are low, it's unlikely to have any benefit in terms of opening upsides that outweigh your health being down.
Oh!
The wall bang. It does very little damage, really, but hell, you'll take anything at this point.
Pushes it back. I'm down for it. Oh, nice attempt here. The Breach actually able to disorientate them just a little bit. They're pushing through there. They've gone really in on this mid. eXerZ's on his own, though. I'm not sure why he's pushing out. He had a teammate there. Communicate together, guys. Don't allow the 1v1s to be had. You've just gifted them an opportunity.
And the other two players were blind. If you win that first duel, capitalizing on a second is very easy at that point.
Small mistakes like that could be costly.
They most certainly could with 30 seconds left. Vodafone Giants still have 2 players towards B at least. That rotate from the Omen. The fact that eXerZ was rather the third man is beneficial beyond belief. There's still some Cypher utility in play. Most importantly, that tripwire as they push on out. The spray from Fitino. He manages to take 3, and this could be it. Vodafone Giants with 8 seconds left. It looks like they won it. There it is, the cage as well to give the info. The final fight, and 14-12. Vodafone Giants take a map off NiP.
That is absolutely huge. He gets it done at the very end. Fit right on the edge. There was